So hello guys, this is our little workshop on DJing. So we're going to take you through some of the basics of that with Nick. So first up, we're just going to cover off, I'm going to cover with you the sort of basic things that you need. So depending on what you're doing and what equipment you might have. So most DJs use some form of controller, whether it be CDJs, an all-in-one controller like this, or if you're using vinyl, you might have turntables. As I said, this is called an all-in-one controller, so if I flick the button on, you should see it all light up like that. Fabulous. So there are various different setups that you can use. Some people mix on vinyl with turntables and you use records. Some people use CDJs, which can be used in conjunction with CDs, and you can mix the music from the CDs. And a lot of people these days have, as I said, a controller like this connected to a laptop, and all their music is stored there digitally as MP3s, so that you can play them straight from there. And then you have video DJs who mix with MP4s, so the song and the video playing with it as well. This is the main thing that you need when you're DJing, which would be something to control the flow of music. So generally most setups will have what this has, which is a deck one side, there's a deck this side here, and then there's a mixer in the middle. So each deck on this controller is made up of the turntable, which you can then use to help blend the song. You've got the pitch changer here, the tempo changer, so this is how you can speed it up slightly. So plus is higher and negative is lower with the tempo of the song, so that will change its BPM. And then here you've got your pads, which are set at the moment for hot cue, so that's cues in the song that we can use, and once you press them you can see the wheels start to turn. And obviously you've got play and the cue stop button, so the play button and then cue takes you back to your cue point and stops the track, so that's what that does. So with the mixer set up on this controller, you've got the equalizers, which are these, and the main volume at the top here, so that's the volume of each fader. And then you've got your equalizer, so high, mid and low, and there's also a filter here, so that will squelch the noise. And then this is called the fader, and depending on how high you have it is how loud the song is. So if I was to bring it down to nothing, so that is what that does there. Other equipment that are useful to have obviously are headphones, so that you can produce the music independently before outputting it to your audience, so that's one thing you'll need. Most DJs will always have a microphone to hand so that they can communicate, hype up the crowd, and share information, so that's that. With this setup guys, it's a digital setup, so we've got a laptop here, which is where I get the MP3s from, and this has also got some DJ software on it as well. And the final thing you might have is some lights. We've got some of those here, and obviously they'll come on and do lots of different things as well. So to sum up DJing guys, it would be to blend or transition from one song to the next without anybody hearing a difference. So you simultaneously mix from one to the next one, so it feels like one continuous song. The first thing you need to understand with DJing, it's all about beats, okay, and beat match. So every song, as we may have talked about in other videos, has a collection of beats with it, and they are in repetitions of either 4, 8 or 16, and then they go back to the beginning. So beat 1, 2, 3, 4 goes back to the first, second, third, fourth beat, and so on and so forth. And in order to mix songs together, the beats have to match, because the beats are the bit that you hear in the song, okay? And each song with its beat repetition will end up with so many beats per minute, which is called BPM. So depending on the tempo of the song is how many beats per minute you'll have. So something that's got sort of 80 beats per minute will be quite slow, and something that's got 140 beats per minute will be incredibly fast. And the sort of average you're looking for, particularly with songs that people will dance to, is about 128 to 130 beats per minute. So when you're mixing guys, you can use your headphones to hear the song that you're bringing in before you put it out with the fader, in order to make sure that your beat and your transition is smooth. So I'm going to show you a little bit of this now, and how the beats, if they don't sync, how they sound. So I've got two songs here, guys, by LMFAO. Both of them are 130 beats per minute, so technically they should sync, but I'll show you what they sound like if they don't sync together. At the top here, hopefully you can see with my little handprint, is where the beats are. So you can see them. Every time you have a spike, that is a beat. Okay, so if they're out of sync, so we'll just put them going. So there's the first one going, and you can see the beat spikes. And if I was to play one that was slightly out, like I did before, so they're off. So the first one's on, and you play the second one, it's all out. So if it was a beat matching, so we'll just sync the beats like that. It sounds a lot better. So now those two songs, the beat is sung, they both sound quite good. But if you were to take them off, which sounds all choppy and horrible, and that's not how you would want a transition to sound like. So beats matching is really, really important. I'm now going to show you some mixing techniques. So there are several different ways that you can mix between one song and the next. So things like using the fade in and fade out, so the intro and the outro of a track. You can mix in the middle of songs. You can do something called cut and shut, which is where you just go from one song and flip it onto the next one, and that's the mix. There's nothing else to it, and you can use acapellas and stuff to create mashups. So we're gonna have a little go now at how to do those things. We're gonna start by using the end of the song here. So this is the song, okay, and the end of the song is coming up, so the outro begins now, and that is the beginning of the outro. So that is where we want to start mixing the next song. So I'll just put that back, and I've got another song lined up which has got an intro which is about the same in length before the next song will kick in, which is about 30 seconds. So the outro is 30 seconds and the intro, so the next is 30 seconds. So I'm going to blend the two together, which you should be able to hear when I do that. So I've reset the first song back to where it was, and I'm going to start bringing in the second song, which begins like this. And it cuts through, and eventually it picks up to the progression of the intro here. So you'll hear those two blend together now, okay? End of the first song. And we are going to put the next song on now. So all I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to have a play with the equalizer while we're doing this, and I'm going to bring the bass up of the song we want to bring in and take the bass out of the song that we want to take out, so that we hear the new song, the backbeat of the new track coming in. And eventually we'll just bring the old song right out and start getting ready to bring our fader down at the bottom of the screen, which you guys can't see very well. And that's how you can go from one song to the next using the intro and outro. So now I'm going to show you what we call cut and a shut, which is just where you flip from one track to the next one. Okay, so for those two songs, I'm going to go into a bit of party here. So we're going to use Reach by S Club 7. Like that, and then we're also going to use Uptown Girl by Billy Joel, which sounds like this. So in order to do this, I'm going to go at the chorus point. So we're going to use the end of the chorus of the song by S Club 7, and when that finishes and the song is slightly quieter at the end before it goes into the next bit, we're going to transition to the next song, okay? So we'll just find the chorus that we need. So I'll bring that up now. So we're in the chorus. When it gets to true there, that's when we want to be dropping the next song, okay? So here we go, we will put it back on. And we get ready with the next song, which is on this fade, and we just get ready to bring down the first one. And it's as simple as that. So we've literally got to one song, which was the optimum point to change, which was at the end of the chorus on the word true. At the end on the word true, we just bring in the beginning of the song Uptown Girl, and that is how you can do that transition. Another way, guys, that you can mix is using an a cappella and the instrumental version of a song. So you can then blend two different songs together and create an entirely new song. So for example, with this, we could use this song, which is called Sunshine by Dario G, which I'll just put on for you now. So this is an entirely instrumental track. It was originally, but you can also just use the instrumental of one song and the lyrics from another one. So that's how that song sounds. And we've got the a cappella version of Love Yourself by Justin Bieber. All the times that you rain on my parade, which is just the vocals only. My name. And the original of the Justin Bieber song would sound like this. So we've created an entirely different song by using a different song to create a mashup. Those two songs are completely different BPMs, but with this, because you're using two different tracks, you can choose the BPM that you want to use. So I'm going to use the Dario G track, which is 132 beats per minute, and the Justin Bieber track, which is 100 beats per minute. We're going to speed up, okay, but it will sound okay. So we'll just get to the intro of the first song and where we want to drop the a cappella to. So I'm going to use my headphones to check that out. So we're ready to drop it. All the times that you rain on my parade, and all the clubs you get in using my name. So I've now blended the two songs and created an entirely new track. You think I'm crying on my own, well I ain't. And I didn't want to write a song, cause I didn't want anyone thinking I still care. And eventually when it picks up, you'll hear how the two have created a new track. And I think you should be something I don't want to hold back. Maybe you should know that my mama don't like you and she likes everyone. And I never lied to admit that I was wrong. And I've been so caught up in my job, didn't see what's going on. So again, both songs are playing simultaneously, as identified on the wheel. So that's how you can create another song. So what I'll do now, guys, is I'll just show you a little bit of a short mix for you, and just to show you how you can mix between songs and also change the tempo. So we're going to start at about 125 and go up to about 135 beats per minute. So for this, I'll need my headphones. We're going to put some lights on. Okay, guys, so what I'll do now is I'll just show you how you can do a little mix, and we're going to go from about 125 to 135 beats per minute in about 4 minutes, okay? So I'm going to start with this. We're going to use some 90s material in order to show you this, okay? So we're going to start with this song by Robin S. So what I'm doing now is I'm queuing up the next song on the other deck and listening to it to make sure it's ready to drop. So I'm just getting it ready on the deck, ready to drop. So it's going to start coming in now. Getting ready to bring the next song out. We're going to cue up the next song now. got to 128 beats per minute. So I'm going to use a loop now to bring this song in the middle of the song. So we're going to now move up to 135 beats per minute. Yeah. So we're going to just get ready to cue the next song. Start to bring it in. Start to bring the next song in. Transitions to the next song. So we just bring that to a stop now. So I'm just slowing it down and fading it out for you. That's just an idea, guys, of how you can do a little mix together with some 90s tunes there, and obviously change the beats per minute to increase the speed of the tempo of what you're playing. But hopefully that's given you a bit of an introduction to how to DJ and the sort of elements that go alongside it. Obviously it's all about music production, so obviously maybe you're not writing music or playing an instrument, but you can use existing sounds and existing songs to create an entirely new song. It's all about creativity, really, and getting creative with music. So that's just a little demonstration for you today, and I hope you enjoyed it.